but yeah, and he did ship the Gruvia. Of course he did, because are you Grey-sama's woman? And she's just so flustered, and it was so good. And he totally got the impression from the GMG. He was like this girl is obviously his girlfriend. There's no denying this. This is for sure. Like, look at them together. You could obviously, you think back to like what was going on in Hidden, and the whole like unison rate of love. So I mean, you keep put that into perspective, take it and realize what he was looking at, and of course she came off as like his girlfriend. But she comes off like that to everybody. This is what's gonna happen if they ever do get together. Only person who would be like it would be a huge change to is Gray. Like, everybody else is just gonna be like, what's the difference? There is no difference to what how you were before and how you are now, because Juvia always is like around him and being lovey dovey, and the only and you can't I can't see Gray being that much more like that different. He's not. He's just gonna be. He's gonna reciprocate, but he's not gonna be like PDA about it. It's not his. It's not his style. It's not his character. So it's not gonna be that different. And in fact, I would think, in my opinion, I always have this headcanon that Natsu, of course, comes off kind of oblivious in ways that he doesn't realize things that are obvious to other people. But on the other hand, I think it would be hilarious. I always thought it would be hilarious if they ever like Juvia ever and Gray ever got together, that Natsu would just be like, now you got together? I thought you were together. I thought like that back when the Tower of Heaven thing was going on, I thought that's why she was there. I thought you guys were a thing. What the hell is this? It took you that long? Loser. And Gray just being so furious and like, you're one to talk. Oh my god, with Lucy, of course. So yeah, it would be hilarious if Natsu just assumed all this time that Juvia already was his girlfriend, like, and he didn't think too much of it. Like, that's just how they are. That would be great. I mean, how cute would that be? But maybe that's just me, but that's my headcanon, that Natsu already thinks that they're together and he's already assumed this. So I don't think it's that far of a stretch, because look at everybody else. They all think these things. Like, they don't think they're together, but they definitely think that Gray likes her back, which is so delicious. So yeah, I mean, the Tartarus I'm pretty happy with it at this point. I do wish Juvia had gotten a power up. I mean, it is what it is, but I feel like she deserved it, and I feel like Elfman is gonna get something now, even too. So Juvia is really the only one being left out here, and Erza. But Erza's so freaking strong. She doesn't really need a power up. She just pulls armor out of, you know. and she defeats the opponent, so she doesn't have a problem. But Juvia, the last power up she got was Grey-sama Love, which was hilarious, but that was a joke. I mean, it was a joke. So I would have loved to at least have her. I mean, where's she gonna get a power up from? Her magic doesn't really give way to something like that. But on the other hand, she could have learned something new, and that is why when people are saying, like, for her to be able to turn her water into ice. Yes, because to me that's always made sense. If she could boil her water, which she has never done since her introduction, since her fight with Gray, which is all kinds of bullshit, by the way, that Mashima hasn't shown her do that again. Um, if she could boil it, she can freeze it. End of story. If she can boil it, she can freeze it. So, it would be really nice if Mashima used her to help Gray at the end of this arc. If Natsu does turn out to be end, and in my opinion he is end, I feel like it would be great, because Gray is really, I mean, he's been fighting, and if he fights Mard and defeats him, which it looks like he probably will, I feel like he's gonna be really exhausted, and then he has to go up against Natsu or whoever end is, whatever end is. I feel like he's gonna need some, you know, something to recharge, and just like all the other slayers, dragon, god, and now demon, he eats his own elements, but he can't eat his own ice. That won't do anything for him. He can eat it, but it won't do anything. So yeah, he's gonna need to get an outside ice source. And it would be nice if Juvia can provide that for him. I don't know if she could just provide him with water and he could freeze it and that counts. I don't know. But I would think not, because it's still his frozen stuff. You know, his ice. It's still his ice because he made it. Doesn't matter what he used to make it. That's my logic, but it's magic world, so I don't know. It would be nice if Juvia could freeze her water, because she should logically be able to do that and provide him with like sustenance, so that he can recharge and she can support her Gray-sama. So if that happens, I would be really happy. Ideally, that's what I want to have happen, like what I want her to be used for the rest of the thing. So that would because that would take care of a lot of things. I would get Gray and Juvia together to some extent. It would have them working together, and it would give her a new skill at the very least, which is what I've been hoping for like since the start of this arc. Since everybody started getting something new. So I hope that happens, but you know, that's my hope. That's not my expectation. There's a difference. I hope. But I don't expect it. So yeah, we will get Gruvia. It's just we're gonna have to wait a lot more again for it. So probably Christmas time, New Year's, and they have breaks. That's the other thing. Maybe we'll get it. We won't get it at the 413th chapter. Probably not. Even though that's a really cute idea, you know, for the 413 days. It would be nice, but a nice coincidence or not so coincidence. But it's just too soon. It's too soon. So, and there's too much going on. So yeah, I'm really, I'm kind of like, I'm like, we haven't gotten anything. It's just, it's really, it's a Gruvia drought, and we can't complain because nobody's really gotten anything. I mean, Gajevi got something great, but they hadn't gotten anything in ages. Um, and the thing is, oh, and I also wanted to talk about like the kiss that I think they will eventually get. Everybody has been trolled kind of with the kissing. All the major couples. Gajevi did get a kiss, but they technically got two kisses. But one was imaginary, and the other one was uh, Gajil not knowing it happened. And of course, Jerza had a kiss, or did they not have a kiss? And that's the problem, that we don't know for sure if they did or didn't. And then Jalal breaks everything up with his "I have a fiance," aka I'm too guilty for this to happen right now, and they haven't had anything like really major since then. So they got trolled too, and of course during the what do you call it? Of course during the Natsu and Lucy and Asuka special, which was so adorable. I loved that special. We got another trolled kiss with Lucy being too shy to go through with it, but it was interesting to see Natsu's reaction, and he was like all gung ho. He's like, "Let's do it. What's the big deal? What's your problem?" So he was like, "Yeah, sure." So it was interesting because we'd never really seen how Natsu would react to such a situation, and it shows that you know what it may be Lucy who's the problem here, not Natsu. Yeah, Lucy, yeah, trolled her own kiss because she stuck happy, and it ended up being a happy Natsu kiss. To both their dismay. So, yeah, and that got trolled. And the thing is, that brings me to Gruvia. Gruvia, the wonderful, beautiful thing about Gruvia is that it gets trolled all the time. It gets trolled all the time. So, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if Gruvia did not get trolled in this kiss, in their eventual kiss, in my opinion, because everyone would expect that they would be, because they're always trolled. So, wouldn't it be a nice surprise if they weren't trolled, if they were allowed to kiss? They could have their kiss, have that be the canon, have it come from uh, uh, Gray, in my opinion, it will. Have it come from Gray, and then they control it. And they could have the kiss, have it happen, have it be romantic, have it be our canon moment, and then the troll afterwards. Probably through Juvia, because it's Gruvia and it's Juvia. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, because they're trolled all the time, they shouldn't get trolled in a kiss because everyone would expect them to be, and then they don't get trolled. So, surprise, happy surprise. And also when they do become canon, it does probably. I mean, great. He's not gonna say I love you. Probably, he's going to think something that shows us for sure he loves her. Because it is also internal with Gray, but the kiss is going to show her, going to show Juvia and us again that he has mutual feelings for her, and that it is, that they're together now. So yeah, I think that's how the I think a lot of people think that that's pretty much how the canon moment is going to go down, and it's not going to happen, in my opinion, until probably the final arc, the beginning of the final arc, at some point during the final arc, and not always going to happen right at the end.